Alright, so guys, if you decide to ever join me, I actually keep the chat open here so that I can see you guys, and so that we can talk about the things that you guys have questions about as we go along. But for now, I'm just going to play the video.
Hi. In this video, we'll be learning about adding links to our web pages. So links, also known as hyperlinks, connect web pages together. Hyperlinks point to hypertext documents, which is what web pages are, and this is what allows viewers to click from page to page when they're browsing the internet. For example, here we have a link, and I can click on it, and it takes me to the Google page, the Google search results for searching hyperlink. And every single one of these results are themselves links to other pages. So I can click this link, and it takes me to the hyperlink Wikipedia page. So this is what's so nice about hyperlinks, is that they link together relevant web pages. And it makes it very easy for an internet user to find out more information about whatever web page they're looking at. So from here I can click on mechanisms, I can click on footnotes, bibliographies, and I can learn about each of these things just by clicking a link. So how exactly can we make a hyperlink? We want to be able to take just standard text on our web page, such as click me, and turn it into a clickable link that actually takes us somewhere. So what does that process look like? What do we have to do to that text to turn it into a hyperlink? Well, introducing the A tag. The A tag allows us to define a hyperlink in HTML. So let's look at the structure of a link. Right now, we just have the standard text click me, and you can see a preview below. It's not actually a link yet. So to turn it into a link, we add the A tag around the text click me, and it decorates click me, it annotates click me to turn it into a link. There's some important parts here that I want to break down. First off, inside the A tag, we have the actual text that is displayed on the resulting web page. So on the web page, you see the text click me. Inside the tag, we have the address that the link actually takes you to. So clicking on that link will take you to google.com. But wait a minute, this is something new. This is something we haven't seen before. Turns out, we're actually allowed to add text inside of an HTML opening tag. And the way we do this is with HTML attributes. So it turns out tags can have attributes that tell us more information about the tag. So for example, say we have an A tag. We can add an attribute to this tag to give us more information about what this A tag is doing. So attributes go inside of the opening tag. There is a space after the tag name, and then this whole thing is the attribute. So attributes have both a name and a value. The name goes on the left side of the equals, no quotes, and the value goes inside double quotes. So the general format is name equals value inside quotes. And for example, we can have href equals, in quotes, the URL for google.com. And this is saying that this tag's reference, its href, is google.com. It references or it points to google.com. So if you click this link, it will take you to google.com. And so the idea here is that just putting an A tag around click me, that's not enough information. That's not enough information to make a full link. We need to add this attribute to actually tell the browser where this link should take you. So adding this A tag with the attribute annotates the click me text to turn it into a hyperlink to Google. So now, clicking on click me will actually take you right to the Google page. Let's see this in the editor. So here we have a simple web page that has a header that says welcome to CodeHS, and then we have this text right here about CodeHS. Now what we want is we want to be able to click this, and it should take us to a page that gives us more information about CodeHS. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this standard text into a link. So to find the A tag, we go over to resources, and these are our resources tags. We have A, and we have image, which we'll get to later. So I'm going to drag out the A tag, put it right below the header, and inside the A tag, I have the text. I have what I want the link to actually link to. If we run this, we see that it's now a link, but it doesn't actually take us anywhere. So to define where the link should take us, we need to give it an href attribute, a reference. So we want to reference the information page for CodeHS. And that page can be found at https://codehs.com/info. So now if we try this, and we try clicking this link, it will actually take us to a brand new page. Now we can learn more about CodeHS. And even on this page, we see we have several more links. So we can see links really make the World Wide Web go round. They make it very easy for users to browse the web and get more information. Let's try adding another link to Wikipedia. So maybe after this, let's put a new line in between them.
Okay, so he's just going to add a second link on there just as another example. So I'm not super concerned with... Dang it, where is this thing? I don't want to do this. Okay.
We want to link to hyperlinks to our web pages. Now it's your turn.
And like you said, now it's our turn. I don't really like using the blocks personally, so I don't use the blocks. I think that it's going to look a lot better if we actually use our... Let me check on our stream. Okay, good. I think it's going to look a lot better if we are using the tags in the traditional way instead of using the blocks. I think, honestly, guys, the blocks, while they may seem a little bit easier at first because you can just drag them and drop them, it's a really bad habit to develop using the blocks. And also, once you get to more complicated documents, they look really bad. I mean, they just are unorganized, and it's hard to see what you're trying to code. And it's, I think that using the tags early on here is a much better way to train yourself. All right, so let's go through the quiz. Click me and goes to google.com. Remember that tag had to be inside. So they called this information that was part of the header, right? So like within the tag, you had to write that href. All right, there we go. All right, and this is just the example that he wrote earlier, where now we have a couple of links here that will then link into something else. And then if I, again, this will always work in a website as well. And this will actually send me straight to Wikipedia, which is really cool. Okay, and then we're going to add something that will link us to Code High School. All right, and let's see if this works here. Click me, and that sends me to Code High School. Wow, super easy. But they already built out the entire document for us, so that's the hard part. Oh, here we go. We have to make 5 links to our top 5 websites. Oh, okay. Okay, so my top 5 websites are going to be body, replace this with 5 links to your favorite websites. Okay, and I want to do an href for each of them. Let's see. I just want to look at they're called attributes. Attribute equals value. Okay, cool. Okay, so I need 5 of these. Oops. Let's go ahead and copy that. Okay, and so I'm going to do Reddit. I'm going to do MSN. I'm going to do, oh gosh, what's some other good websites? I'm going to do Wikipedia because I love Wikipedia. Another favorite of me is Stack Exchange. And then let's see, what else do I want to do? I don't really visit very many websites anymore. Give me just 1 second, guys.
That'll slow it down for sure. So I didn't hear you got cut off. Have you heard from Isaiah?
Okay, so I'm just going to keep working on this. Sorry, I had something that I had to take care of. All right, and then my last one is going to be, oh man, let's see. Well, let's just look on here and see if I have any of them. Oh yeah, CS50 IDE. Okay, or actually, I'm going to do repel.it. Repel.it is a really, really cool website where you can do a lot of the stuff that we're doing here on Code High School, but it's a lot more free form. So now I just need to get the okay, msn.com. Stack Exchange, and then okay. Oh boy. All right, so sorry everybody. It looks like I kind of had a really weird moment there where I just lost the stream entirely. But I'm gonna see if I can continue and finish it, and hopefully the recording, I'll go back and look and see if the recording got all messed up too. But anyway, we're about to generate our tags here. Okay, and I'm going to run this code here. Oh, and I've got them all on the same line, which is not great, right? So let's try and remember how we did a line break, right? Because this looks like garbage. Okay, so I'm going to go over here to the docs, and I want to find the tag which will give me a new, defines a paragraph. Okay, so I really just want a line break though. And I believe that the tag that we used for that was BR, right? Okay, and now let's try this again. Okay, cool, so that looks a lot better. reddit.com refused to connect. Let's see. Okay, and then let's try another one. Let's go to MSN. Okay, that refused to respond. Let's see, maybe I don't need the www dot. Okay, and let's run the code again. Let's go down to repel.it. Okay, well, I'm not really sure what's going on here. Block notifications. So Reddit will come up there, but it wasn't coming up on mine right here. So let's try this one more time. Let's just do Wikipedia. Okay, so Wikipedia connected. Let's see it in a new HTML window. Okay, so everything's working now. Okay, so I don't know what that was that it was refusing, but it looks like all of my links are. I just don't think that it'll connect within that window. So like if I go here, yeah, so you see when I run HTML in a new window, it just depends on the website. I guess that may be depending on what kind of access we're trying to do. It changes. It changes our ability to access it. Okay, so let's go ahead and submit and see if it likes it. Okay, 5A tags, they have the, and this is important, the HTTPS, that is important because that's the new protocol that we're using. Okay, cool, and now we're doing images. So we're gonna do images and we're gonna do lists. And we may only get through images today because of that, that issue that I had with my computer there for a second. So let's go ahead and watch the video, and I will turn that on.
Hi. In this video, we'll learn about HTML images. So we've all seen it. Web pages have images. They spice up the web page, give us something to look at. It's very common for a web page to have an image. So how can we add images to our web pages? Well, introducing the image tag, Img. So the Img tag allows us to add images to our web pages. So let's look at an example image tag. So there's a couple important things to note here. First is that there's no closing tag. Kind of like BR and HR, there's no need for a /image tag because really there's no text being annotated by the image tag. There's nothing to put inside an image tag and close it because the image tag isn't really doing anything to text. It's just fetching an image and putting it on the page. So really it's just simply image tag and some attributes. Now the attributes are very important. So what are the attributes of an image tag? First off, we have the src attribute, or the source attribute. The source attribute specifies where we should get the image from, and this is the URL for an image. So this is where the image tag will actually look to grab the image and insert it onto your web page. We also have width and height attributes, and these can be used to specify the size of the image, and it's specifying the size in pixels. Now, we'll be learning a lot more about pixels later on in the course, but for now, just know that pixels are the tiny, tiny little dots of color on your computer screen that, when put together, create the entire image. So for example, I can zoom in really, really close here, and you can see that all of these shapes on the screen are really made of these tiny, tiny little squares, each of which have a color. Now, each of those squares are 1 pixel. To give you an idea, that first line has a thickness of about 1 pixel, the second line has a thickness of about 12 pixels, and that last line has a thickness of about 24 pixels. And pixels are the unit of measurement we'll be using to size our images. Let's look at an example. So here we have an image, and we have specified the source attribute to pull an image from that URL. And the result is the CodeHS logo. Now we can add a width attribute of 100 pixels, and that will shrink the image. You can see that the height shrunk along with it. So if we only specify width or height, then the other attribute will scale to keep the image the same shape. If we specify both width and height, then the image will actually get stretched to fit into those dimensions. So if we have a width of 100 and a height of 600 pixels, then the image will actually be stretched to look really tall. Let's see this in the editor. So here we have a simple web page with two links. One is a hyperlink to the CodeHS info page, and the other is a hyperlink to Wikipedia. Now what we want to do is spruce up this web page a little bit by adding the logos of CodeHS and Wikipedia above each link. So the way we're going to do that is using the image tag. So to find the image tag, head over to Resources. It's in the Resources section along with the A tag. And right above the A, I'm going to drag out the image tag and put it there. So we need to specify the URL for the CodeHS logo, and that is the source attribute of the image tag. So the URL for the CodeHS logo is codehs.com/static/image/logo.png. And so if we type in the URL for the CodeHS logo, we see that we actually get the CodeHS logo. The problem is this is huge. This takes up the entire page. So I'm going to switch to code view. We're going to add a couple more attributes. If we specify the width, set that to be, let's do 100 pixels, see that the image will actually get scaled down. Now it's a nice size. One other interesting attribute is the alt attribute. And so what this does is this will define text that the browser should display in the case that the image wasn't actually found. So alternatively, if the image was not found, we can display the text CodeHS logo. So now let's say there was something wrong with the URL. Let's try this. We see that we actually get that text right there. But if the URL is correct, then we get the image instead. Awesome. So let's switch back to block view. Let's add a little line break right after the image. Awesome. So now we have the CodeHS logo. Now let's get the Wikipedia logo. So if you don't know the URL for an image by memory, another thing you can do is, let's go ahead and go to the Wikipedia page. So this is the logo we want. What you can do is right click on the logo and choose this option right here, copy image address. This is the address for the image, the URL for that image. So we're going to go ahead and copy that, and now we can use that in our image tag. So put an image tag right above the Wikipedia link. The source, I'm just going to paste it in, and that is the source, that is the URL for the Wikipedia logo. And let's go ahead and add the alt text of Wikipedia logo. And let's see what that gets us. Awesome. So again, it's a little, the size doesn't match up with this. Just to show that we can stretch it if we want, let's set the width to be 200 pixels and the height to be 100 pixels. And we'll add a line break afterwards. And there we go. We see the image is all stretched out to match the dimensions that I specified. So that is how we can add images to our web pages. Now it's your turn.
Okay, so that's interesting, right? So that's good. Again, the whole block code thing is not a great idea. You saw him, he was switching back and forth from block code to the regular code anyway, so you might as well train yourself to use the tags in a written way. So let's go ahead and do the little quiz part here. So remember, the way that we use the image tag is, it'll be this. So we have our source, and great job. Oh, yay, go Mr. Fox, you were able to do that. Okay, so explore the example. This is just the example that he showed us before, right? And this is exactly the same as what we saw. And we go along, and now, okay, so building the Code High School homepage. Okay, so let's see this in a new HTML window. Okay, so now we have the basics of the Code High School homepage, and it takes me to the signed up portion of it. Well, that's pretty cool. Okay. So it looks like here I have a header. It says, welcome to Code High School, and then I have my HR or my horizontal line. Then I have my image that follows that. Okay, and then after this, Code High School is the best way to learn how to program. It's easy to get started. Okay, you can start writing your first Carol program or website in just 1 minute. Okay, that's a paragraph. We have another header. Remember, this is H2, so it's a little bit smaller than H1, as we can see. And then finally, we have our link tag here. We have another H1, and then that's going to be sign up. Okay, cool. So I kind of understand what's going on there. Okay, so collage on a theme. Okay. Add 4 images to the website using the image tag. They should all be related to each other or on some theme. The height and width should be 150 pixels. Okay. The body section. Okay, so I know that I'm going to want 4 image tags. So I'm just going to go ahead and write my image tag. And I'm going to go ahead and give it the attributes that I want, and I can't remember how to do an attribute, so I am going to, oh, it says bonus. Resize the images so they fit together in an aesthetically pleasing way. Well, I'm not very aesthetic, so we'll see about that. Okay, so I'm going to come over here, and I want to add in, so I want to have a source for each one. So I'm just going to go ahead and build that out and then have a height equals, and I know that I wanted them to be all 150 pixels. Okay. And I believe that was both height and width should each be 150 pixels. So I'll have a height of 150 and a width of 150. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'm just going to copy that 4 times, and I'm going to have a line break tag after each one. Okay, and so now I just need to find my 4 images. So I'll go over here to Google, and I want to Google I'm going to go ahead and Google the images that I'm going to use. So let's think. I want to do, let's see, spaceships. Because I think that spaceships are really cool. Okay, so, and actually I'm going to do different versions of the Starship Enterprise. So I'm going to do 4 of those. So I'm going to choose different designs of the Enterprise. So I'm going to choose, well, just because I'm a nerd, so I'm going to say the Enterprise A. So copy link address. And you know what? I'll use this one. Copy image address. Oh my, that's a really long address, huh? Let's see. That might be a little bit too long. Well, I don't know if that's actually going to work out, but we'll find out. Let's see if it will give me that image here. Okay, so that's a big no. So that's not really going to work out there. So let's just Control Z that. So we need to figure out a better way to get those images. Oh, there's that. Copy image address. Well, let's just go to the actual source here. Okay, and let's do copy image address, and we'll do that there. Okay, so that's a lot more of a reasonable thing. Oh, look, and there we go. There's one. And then let's actually remove this line break. And remove that line break. Okay, so there's one. So that's the enterprise A. So now we'll do an enterprise. I just want to do the ones that we're seeing in movies. So I want to do the enterprise D. Okay, so there's our Galaxy class enterprise. And let's try and get a similar kind of a shot. So I know that I'm looking at the front of it there, so let's see if I can find kind of a similar... Okay, there we go. And maybe aesthetically, I want to choose one that's facing the other direction. Okay, so that one actually looks great for this. Okay, and I want to... Oh, this is proving a little bit difficult to get this image. So copy image address, okay. And let's go ahead and put that one in there. Oh, hopefully, let's see if this will... Okay, cool, cool. Now, I do notice that my height is not necessarily being... Like, I'm not sizing these the way that I want to, so let's see if this will work. Okay, well that didn't change anything. So we'll fix that here in a second. Once we have all 4 images, then we'll actually fix that. So that was the second one that they used. Then let's go and do the Enterprise NX01. That would be the next Enterprise that they used in a series. Again, copy the image address and pull it over here. And then let's go and find the last one, and we're going to use the one that was the most common in the movies, and that would be the Sovereign class, or Enterprise E. Okay, and there we go. That's the Enterprise E. So copy image address, and let's go ahead and put that in there. Okay, and let's see. Now I have all 4 images. Let's run it in there. Okay, so I have all 4, but here's the problem, is that these are not being resized the way that I want them to. So we need to go back to the docs, and we need to see if I am using my HTML attributes correctly, right? Okay, so it looks like maybe my problem is the fact that I actually have these commas in here. It looks like you don't actually use commas to specify any of that. And let's see if that's what its issue is. Okay, so that one got resized, this one up here, right? So that means that that is indeed what I was doing wrong. So let's go ahead and remove all these commas. So the commas are, in a lot of languages, are useful, but in this case, they're not helpful to us. So the only one that didn't get resized properly. Oh, wow, look at that. Wow, I have 4 different little ships here now. So that's our collage. Let's see if it will let me submit and continue. Cool. so now I've added images. Okay, so now we want to link an image. Okay, so add a link to this image. Okay, so whenever it is, go to the Wikipedia page for dog. All right, so we need to have a attribute tag, or we need to have this tag here, right? That's our linking tag. And then within there, I need the image tag to exist. Oops. And then that image will have a source. And again, you know, you just want to make sure that you're going through this and that you are using your documents, right? Because you're not going to remember everything that you have to do here. So if we can go to HTML tags. No, I don't want to use the tags. Let's go back to my image attribute. Okay, so here's a good one. All right, and I know I want the source to be here. Equals, and then I have this oh, nope, not what I want. I know that in the assignment, it tells me to make this, add an image to this okay. Okay, so this is the image that I want. Okay, so that's my image that I want to be able to click on, and then up in here, I want this to be an attribute, and that attribute is going to be the actual URL itself. And let's go back to my A tag, because this is a type of tag. So let's go ahead and search. Okay. Okay, and then that's going to be an href. Okay, and then HTTPS /, and I can just actually link this directly. Copy link address. Okay, and let's see if this is going to work. Well, that absolutely did not work. Okay, so what have I done wrong? Let's look through. We have our A tag here, right? Oh, looks like I forgot a quotation mark there. So let's see if that'll work. Okay, cool. I have a dog, and that dog links to the Wikipedia dog page. Cool. Oh, look at all these fluffy dudes. That's awesome. That makes me so happy. Oh, hey, Delano. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat. So today I'm making them on Thursday. I'm going to try and probably make these most of the time on Thursdays, Delano. All right, and so I'm going to submit and continue. All right, so we got that one right. All right, so personal library. All right, so now we're going to have 5 images. Image links to external pages. So you can make a page for your personal library. Okay, take 5 books that you have read and find the images for the covers, then link them to Wikipedia pages for those books. Oof, this is a lot of links, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first build it out, and then I'm going to gather up the links and put it all together. So let's go ahead and start that process. So I'm just going to close all these tabs that I have. Okay. And again, we have to make sure that we're using that HTTPS tag. All right, let's go. Okay, so first we want to create our personal library. So we're going to have each of those be a link that has an image in them. So each of those will be a link, and each of those links will have an image that has a source. And then we'll end the image, and each of these will also have a, whoops, I doubled up on the tabs there. Okay, and then each of these will have a reference that it is sending to, and there we go. Okay, so that's built out. So I need 5 of those. So let's go ahead and copy that. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now we need to think of our books, right? So we want to think about 5 books that we are reading or that we have read or that are your favorite books. So my first favorite book, and let's see, I forget how to make a comment on here. Let's go back to Docs and let's do comments. Okay, comment tag is useful. Your comment goes here. Okay, so I think that all I need to do is this, right? And then that becomes a comment. And, okay, well, I'm not going to do that anyway. So I'm going to make my 5 books be I'm going to do Animal Farm. And then I will also do Dune. These are all science fiction books. I enjoy science fiction quite a bit. I'm going to do, let's just choose some other classics on here. If anyone has any suggestions, Delano. So I'm going to do Animal Farm. There we go. Okay, so now that's a comment. And then Animal Farm, Dune. Let's go with, what am I currently reading? Galaxy's Edge. I've recently read that. I'm going to go with, oh gosh, what's 2 more books? Two more books that I've read recently. Okay, so we'll start with that, and we'll go from there. Okay, so our images, we're going to say Animal Farm here. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Okay, so that's going to be Fahrenheit 451. And finally, we're going to choose 1984. Okay, so lots of George Orwell there. So we're going to do Animal Farm. All right, and we have a lot of nice covers to choose from. I'm going to choose this one, and we're going to copy the image address, and hopefully this will, nope, because the Google image addresses are not very friendly. So let's go ahead and, it looked like Wikipedia was a really good source for those. Oh, that's a pretty good one. All right, let's copy that image address. Let's see if it'll let me bring it over here. let's see if it likes that image. It does not like that image, so I'm not going to use that address. So part of this is finding images that will work with what you're trying to do. My suggestion here is going to be to just go directly to the Wikipedia for that book. Okay. And we're just going to copy the image address. We're going to put that in there. And then we're going to take our link and we're going to put it in there. All right, and we're still struggling a little bit here. Why is that? Oh, okay. Okay, so we got something there. So that link worked. Okay, so we have that tag image. And then let's just give it a height equals 150 pixels and a width equals okay, well there's something right there. Oh, this is why, guys. I can't spell. It should be SRC, not SCR. SRC for source. Okay, so now let's see how that looks. Okay, there we go. And I actually don't want to resize the cover. I want it to be exactly as it was when it started. Okay, so let's run that again. Oh, and well, maybe I am gonna have to resize that because that is way too big. So let's go ahead and do the height of, I want to do a height of, I want it to be not a square, so I'm going to do a height of 200 and a width of 150. And let's go with that. Okay, that looks a lot better. Okay, so we're going to rinse and repeat this. So I've done Animal Farm, so now I want to do Dune. Okay, so here's the novel. We're going to do copy that image address. That's going to go in, and I actually want to copy this entire line here. Oh man, well, let's do it this way. Height equals 200 pixels again, and the width is going to be 150. This isn't anything that's too hard. The problem with this is that it's very tedious, right? So like this is very repetitious. It's not like this is a difficult task. Once you've done one, the rest of them are exactly the same. It's a matter of making it look uniform and getting everything to play nice together. So now we're just going to copy each of these links, copy the image address. We're going to drop the image address in there. And then we're going to do this next one. And I skipped a whole line, guys. Come on. What is going on with me? Okay, see, now we've got Dune as well. So we're going to do we have to do 3 more of these. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of these spaces because they are not helpful. And so I've done Dune, Animal Farm. Next is Galaxy's Edge. And I have to say Galaxy's Edge novels because this is not necessarily... maybe I don't want to use this book. Oh well, it's fine. Let's see, copy the image address. I'm not going to use Galaxy's Edge. I'm going to use, let's see, what's another good classic book? Lord of the Rings. Okay, and then let's go ahead and go to the Wikipedia. Copy the image address. Okay, Lord of the Rings, Fahrenheit 451. Copy the image address. And then finally, we can do our last one, which was 1984. Okay, then copy that image. Oh, not copy the image. I want to copy the image address. Drop it in there. And then finally, we can finish the wiki. All right, let's run it. And wow, that looks pretty good. I'm actually really happy. This is, you know, for as much of a pain that this just was, I'm actually really happy with how this turns out. Like, I'm pretty, this is pretty cool. So I just created a library of my personal books. Wow, cool. I hope that you guys enjoy this. It was difficult just because, oh man, that took a while. Okay, survey. You know, yes. I think all of these things are interesting. Okay, well, I think that we have done enough for today. It's been more than an hour, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream now. I will do this next exercise probably either later tonight or tomorrow. So be on the lookout if you want some help over lists. That's when I'm going to do that. I've just been live streaming for quite a while, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this stream and post this video, and then I'm going to do another short little video later. So thank you guys for joining me. Delano, thanks for showing up. And I will see you guys later.